Okay, friends, welcome back. And this is one of the most important lessons because this is what you keep struggling about as a trader, or you wish you knew, right? Guess the trend or direction of price correctly. So, let me try my best here to provide you some help in how do we guess the direction. So a lot of beginner intermediate traders have this burning question: how do I really know that after this point here the price is going to go up or down, right? So what's going to be the next direction? And trading is not a perfect science, so it's a perfect art in fact. So that means that we work based on the guesses we make and the probabilities, and all of this is based on what the indicators show us. So I'll show you how we can use duration to give us quite accurate prediction for where the price is going to go next. Okay, so this is Microsoft, and let us look at a one-day chart for Microsoft. So when we are in a one-day chart, every candle represents one day, right? So this is like last 10 days. Okay, and then you see that the price is actually consolidating here. It's neither going up nor going down. So overall, what is the price direction? So let's plot some indicators here like RSI, uh, which is one of the trusted indicators, right? And it consolidates. So you see that RSI is showing that the price is at 50. And now you will see that when you put 1 week and 1 day together, you will see the magic happen, right? So here we have the magic. So you can see that on a weekly chart where every candle is 1 week, the RSI is quite topped out, right? It's actually, it was extended all the way to 83, and then it has come back to 70. So the chances of price falling from here are very, very high. So after price consolidates, it always goes either up or down, right? That's the standard story. So price was coming up here, there was a consolidation. After the consolidation, the price either has to go down or up, right? So it went up. Consolidation down or up, so it went up. Consolidation down or up, so it will go in one direction. Now in this sense, what you can see is the RSI here supported for the price to go up beautifully. The RSI here was overextended already, right? So it just came down to 70. The RSI again overextended, and now the RSI may remain at 70, 65 like here, and the price will go up like it did here. So the price went up, but the RSI from 70 went up to 80 and came back to 70. But the price definitely went up from 126.5 to 139, which is a huge jump, right? And that is so huge because we are on a weekly chart. So what we cannot say is that the price will come down from here, because one, the company we are talking about is Microsoft, and nothing has gone wrong with Microsoft recently, so there is no reason for price to come back or come down. And then the second thing is that the price now is at 137, so it has some room to go up from here. All right, uh, unless something goes bad or the entire market comes down, why would Microsoft drop is the question, right? So you don't really have a correction, and you can see this pattern that I'm talking to you. Since last year November until now, the price of Microsoft has continuously gone up, and it had just come down for this couple of weeks, right? Which was the end of 2018. And then from the beginning of 2019 until now, it has gone up. So this gives you one idea. And then when you look at on a day chart, 1 day chart, daily chart, then that gives you a second idea. So definitely there was correction in RSI here. Price corrected a bit and then went up. consolidation, further consolidation, right? So you can see that it's going nowhere, but after every consolidation either goes up or down, so we need to wait and watch. So in this case, is the price going to drop is the question, right? So because the RSI here is blank at 50, it doesn't really give us a clear answer. Okay, on the weekly chart we saw that I can have certain drop, there is room for drop, and then on the daily chart it shows you that I am consolidating right at the center. So we don't have answer, we have to wait and watch. Let's look for another stock. Now, I'm not cherry picking stocks, yeah. I'm just picking stocks from the top of my head right now to show you, because cherry picking will disturb what I want to teach you. So it will not show you the real scenario. And then that is superficial. So we need to work on real scenarios. So you looked for NVIDIA on daily chart. Very beautifully, the price followed the RSI all the way down and then all the way up, a little bit down and all the way up, right? Now, overall, what's going to happen next? So it's in a downtrend, the RSI is already turned up, so it may go up from here or it may continue a bit down. So I'll just go back on weekly, and you can see that the chances of RSI to go up are quite high, because from this point onwards it tried to go higher, already came to a low, tried to go high, came down a bit, very little bit, and then now there is room for it to go up, right? So from how I read this chart is, if I want to go and draw a straight line, and I want to go and draw a straight line, then this is the direction of my line, right? So this will be the direction of the price in that sense, upwards, correct? And there was a huge drop, so there is room for price to go up a lot. Okay, so that's weekly and daily show me this same trend. And then here I also see a similar trend. All right, so this is not required. I can delete this. Oops. All right, so it's also, so all three durations, which is weekly, daily, and hourly for NVIDIA, show me that there are chances for the price to go up. All right, sorry, I drew this earlier. Okay, now I'll go to another stock. For example, let's look at AMD, for example. Okay, let's see what AMD is doing. So, wow, huge consolidation for AMD. And if I look at the weekly for AMD, then on the weekly it shows me that I had a huge up and a down and followed by up, and now I'm consolidating, but I'm at the top in RSI. Next I'll see on a daily, and then the daily shows me consolidation near 50. So consolidation near 50 is a very dicey thing, right? Because you don't know what really next is going to happen. But then I combine the daily and the hourly to get some idea, and the idea here is my RSI is trending upward, so there'll be a little bit of upward price movement, but I wouldn't count this as confirmation any further, right? So to confirm from this point onwards, I would use a better tool, which is Fibonacci, rather than just using the weekly and the daily price. Okay, so Fibonacci I will work on in a different lesson altogether, but let's look at some more stocks to get an idea. So we will look at Facebook, for example. Okay, so Facebook is clear-cut RSI going up in 1 hour, but 1 hour is short. So on a daily, you see it's consolidating near 50, but it has come up from the bottom. And then let's look at a weekly. And now the weekly tells you that the price tried to go down and stopped at 50 RSI, stopped at 50 RSI again, and this looks like a bigger move, a smaller move, and yet a smaller move. So it will go down to 50 again for a while, and then from there it may go up, it may go down, because it's at 50 again, right? So let me see if I can find some chart that is a better example. Okay, so let's look at Bank of America, and you see that on a daily chart. So I'll go on a weekly chart first. You see on the weekly chart that there is a W disguise for forming, right? So I'm not talking about a pattern. I'm just saying that it's like going nowhere, and then the RSI is the same. But the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks, the trend is upwards. So we are looking at reading a trend or reading where the price will go next. So for last 2 weeks, it's up. Right now, we talk about the third week, which is this week. And then you see that the last 8, 9, 10, 11 days, the price has been going up. And the RSI is at the top. So you can see that the upward trend finished. So one easy way to do this is to know that price always moves in channels. So I'm drawing a channel for you to see that there is a channel for the price to go down, then there's a channel for the price to go up, right? So do you see that price moves in channels? Now once you know this fact that price moves in channels, the next thing is to see for you to judge or detect where the price will go now. Do you see the current upward channel is finished? Why is it finished? Because the candles here were bigger than the previous ones, but now the candle started to become smaller than the previous candle. And because this is smaller and this is even smaller, it's like forming a doji, and the RSI stopped out and already started to go down a bit. The volume also was high, which has dropped. So can't you clearly see that a downward trend is going to form now? Because the upward trend has just finished, right? And if you now look at the hourly, then you will also see that the upward trend has finished, and then there is some consolidation. So next, you already have this downward trend started here, right? This downward trend has started, and it will continue for a while, right? That's for hourly. But the weekly and the daily gave us a clear picture that the trend that we were trying to look at has finished, so it's downward. So this is BAC. Now let's look at Citibank, for example. Okay. Again, you can detect that the upward trend is kind of finishing, and that's because you see that there are two doji candles here already on the daily chart. So last 2 days price is trying to reverse. The RSI has reversed already a little bit. The volume is dying down, and I even have a red volume candle, right? So this doji was slightly red. The uptrend has finished. So the next the price will go down a little bit, right? Now, will it go down a lot? Depends on if a trend is formed. So for example, here there was consolidation. The green candle, big one, turned into a small one and a smaller one, and finally as a red small one, like here now, a red small one, and then a bigger red developed with no wick at the top and a long wick at the bottom. So showing that there is downward pressure for the price. So then I have this third candle which confirms that there is a downward trend formed, because this candle is almost an engulfing candle. It's a long one. It has a very long wick. The volume on this candle is very high, if you see here, and this candle confirms the downtrend, and that is when this downtrend was formed. All right. So for right now, we have this consolidation, we have a doji, we have a price reversal confirmation for last 2 days, but we don't have a downward that has started, right? But if you look at the hourly, then you will have a more clear picture of the downward has started. Can you see that? Like the Bank of America, we saw the downward has started already, right? And then the RSI confirms the downward started. The volume is much lower than it was in an uptrend here, and you even have red volume candles, right? So do you see that if you look at the weekly and then the daily, and then you draw this kind of channels, it does help you to tell you where the price is going to go next, right? So let's look at one more, which is not a bank. Let's say Walmart. Walmart. So you see the price has been going up largely. So there is a large uptrend here in the Walmart. Okay, and you can even say even now the uptrend is continuing here. The only time this trend seriously came down was here, right, for about 15 days. Okay, sorry for this shabby or trend line drawing. But now you see that it's topped out and the chances of it going down are higher. So if I look at Walmart on a weekly basis, I can see that, okay, it's topped out and it can go up for maybe another week or so because it's for last 5 weeks it's been going up. But it will definitely come down from here. So now I'm going to look at daily to see that, okay, the coming down has kind of started for last 2 days. And then if you look at the hourly, then you can see that it did come down for a couple of hours and then now it's consolidating. Right, so every time price consolidates, it either goes up or down from there. So after a downward consolidation, it is going up. Now, if it continues to go up, then it will form this upward channel here. Right. So, what will happen to price next? It will go a little bit upwards if we have longer green candles, because now these are also short. So because these are short, they don't confirm any trend. Like these are short, don't confirm trend. Then this guy confirms the trend. So this two confirm the trend, right? So I hope that explained you and you understood the whole thing. We'll see the last one, which is McDonald's. So I have analyzed a lot of stocks for you to get an idea. And then you see that we had a huge downward trend in McDonald's on the hourly. So this looks like for the last 3 days. Then I will go back to 1 day and see that, oh, there is a downward trend that has like started overall. Okay, that's the downward channel. The RSI also has dropped. That's daily. So definitely MACD will continue to fall a bit. So it fell a lot, went up a bit. So price is elasticity. So it went down. The elasticity movement pulled it up for a while. It went down again. This is the second elasticity. Then now the third one will be another down, or it may pick up straight off from here because it has already dropped a lot. All right, from 220 it has already dropped to 210, and it may drop a little or go up. Okay, so that we have to wait and watch. But if we want to guess the direction for McDonald's, what we do is we look at the weekly and see that oh, there is a steep drop. Then we see that on a daily chart, 1 day, there is also a drop. So there will be a little bit of further drop before it goes up. But overall, will it go up in the near future? Yes, definitely, right? That is what we can see on the daily because the downward trend here has kind of finished on the RSI, right? So the next trend is upwards then. So I hope this video explained you how you can guess the price direction and where is it going to go next. Okay. Thank you very much and I'll see you in the next video.